new hour of insensitivity training for a politically correct world on a Wednesday morning, May 7th, 2025. Thank you for being here and giving us some of your valuable time this morning. My name's Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
Woody, hoy.
Hoy, Greg. We got Menace right there.
What is up?
Sammy to his right.
Good morning.
To her right, Seabass. And then all the way around the horn, we have Gina Grad. She's got your trending news headlines.
That's right. Well, the Vatican is in the global spotlight as the papal conclave kicks off today to elect a new pope after Francis died. Yeah.
Yeah. Our friend Kevin has been on vacation in Italy.
What
for the last couple
Oh,
weeks.
my God.
And yesterday he was at the Vatican. Yesterday was Vatican Day. I'm like, man, that had to have been pretty crazy with all the goings on. He goes, dude, it was wild.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. He had to wear a collared shirt to go into the Vatican. That's the rules. They have a dress code.
Yeah, and women have to have their shoulders covered.
Oh, yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah,
I
I
said,
had to
wow.
buy a scarf.
Said Patty showing off some shoulder. What a skank.
I know.
I told you the most shocking part of going to the Vatican was like...
the gift shop?
The gift shops outside. It was like being in Times Square or Pier 39 in San Francisco. Like all the trinkets for sale.
Oh, yeah. Holy water for sale.
You got Greg a pen, right?
That was when I went to the palace.
That was Buckingham Palace.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's my check writing pen.
Yeah.
Well, a record 133 cardinals, mostly appointed by Francis, will vote in secret, which they've done for centuries. And fun fact, the U.S. has the second largest group of electors after Italy. Who knew? Ahead of the vote, cardinals discuss stuff like immigration, war, church reform. People hoping the new pope will be chosen by Friday. That's the hope anyway. So be on the lookout for those smoke signals from the Sistine Chapel. Remember, black for no decision, white for new pope.
I think it's going to be a quick vote. I hear everything about this cardinal from the Philippines. Mm-hmm. How he's like the guy.
He's the front runner.
He's by far the front runner. And then the other part of this is that they're looking for some. I guess the Catholic Church is way underwater financially and everything else. So
How?
They need some. Compared. This is what companies do all the time. I had the same question, Gina. How?
How are you underwater?
Right? How are you underwater? Right. So this happens with companies all the time. They'll do their budgeting for the next year, and they made more money than the year before, but somehow it was a shortfall, right?
From their projections.
Because they projected.
Yeah.
So it's not that you lost money this year. You just didn't hit whatever the goal was.
The magic number
that
you decided.
set for yourself.
Yeah.
Like Menace losing weight, or every time I've ever tried to lose weight, I go, I'm going to try to lose 20 pounds. Let's say I lost 17 pounds. I still lost. I'm 17 pounds lighter today than I was. But
3 pounds underwater.
You didn't hit that 20.
Yeah.
But I didn't hit that 20, and they go, ooh. Burn the furniture, lay people off, right? Like, so it's this arbitrary thing that they have just set up, and I realize that there's consequence because you make a promise to maybe Wall Street or you're a publicly traded company. But I see the same thing even playing out with people that I know who run mom and pop businesses.
Yeah,
they'll say, oh well, we're down. We're 10% off budget. No, you over budgeted by 10%.
right.
So how how the church doesn't have the money.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
When it comes to the conclave, apparently I thought they just voted haphazardly whenever they had the time or the inclination to do so. But apparently they're going to vote once today and then 3 times a day until there's a new pope.
Right. Because they start, I think, today's like
voting.
opening arguments.
Yeah, totally.
For who should be the new CEO.
So apparently there will be one vote today. So I'm waiting to see the chimney cam,
If there's a Filipino pope, though, that's going to be massive.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
The Philippines.
Whoever's the pope is going to be massive.
Yeah.
Dude.
But I'm telling you, Filipino pope.
All right. You heard it
It's going
here.
to be the second coming of Jesus.
For Filipinos.
Yeah.
Everybody
for
else,
sure.
it's just the pope.
Yeah. I'm telling you, for Filipinos, huge.
Well, the TSA is
Move over Joe Coy. You're not going to be the hero
Oh,
anymore.
no, it's over.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
TSA, we've been talking about this all week, all this year, for decades almost. Today is the day you will finally need that real ID to fly. That's that special little driver's license with a little star in the corner. If you don't have one yet, probably screwed. The TSA says if you're over 18 and don't have a real ID, Greg,
Well, you're not screwed if you don't have a flight today.
Well, you should get, for the next, I don't know.
Don't you have a
figure
flight
this
in
out.
a few weeks?
I do, but I have a passport.
Yeah,
Well,
but even still, you could probably end up being in line a lot longer because they're going to give you some additional screening because you don't have the real ID.
Right.
They're going to make me nude out.
Yeah, totally in front of
Let me
everyone.
see your penis.
Give me a rectal exam.
Yeah, you're gonna want to expect some delays, some extra screenings. You should also bring as many forms of ID as possible with your picture on it, not just that plain old driver's license. It's not good enough anymore. But even with all that crap, you're still not guaranteed to just breeze through security. So do what you're going to do anyway and get there super early.
I never expect to breeze through.
Yeah. Here's someone who shouldn't be celebrating right now. Motown legend Smokey Robinson. He's facing a $50 million lawsuit filed by 4 former housekeepers who claim he sexually assaulted them over a period spanning from 2007 to 2024. The women are being called Jane Does, and they say Robinson repeatedly raped and inappropriately touched them without consent in his homes. They also claim that his wife, never stepped in, never did anything to help them. And
here's
even
to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Thank you.
Getting it.
Getting it.
That's an old-timey reference that I know you'd appreciate.
Wow. She allegedly created a hostile work environment through verbal abuse, ethnic slurs. The plaintiffs say there were other labor violations too, including denial of fair wages and rest breaks. And as for why they never reported anything, they say that fear over immigration repercussions and Smokey Robinson's fame kept them from reporting this earlier. Robinson and his wife, they haven't commented just yet.
There has been no legal action.
Couple things. Yeah. First of all, thank God this is one of these things that was like from 2022. Or, it wasn't from 22 decades ago.
Right.
Yeah.
That somebody's just coming forward with now. That said, and I feel awful for feeling this way. I guess I'm mentioning this because I'm wondering if other people are in the same boat I am. Just because of the way things are and that you read and see these different things and people making these accusations. Maybe it's even happened to you. Someone, saying, or how people just completely get the story wrong. When you I don't believe anybody about anything at face value anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So this story comes out. I go, I don't believe it. Like as I'm reading, I go, don't believe it.
Not even with there being 4 of them coming forward. Saying
don't believe it. And then as I'm reading it, I go, well, it wasn't even minimum wage. I go, well, you're the one who accepted the job. Like, you weren't like taken off the street and like told to clean the house. Like, so I'm becoming this like I've always been cynical or whatever. Right. But I don't know. Maybe because there's so much phoniness and there's so much nonsense that when people say they didn't do something, I believe they did it. And if somebody says they did do something, I believe they didn't do it.
But was there ever a time where you took any of this at face value?
Yeah, when I was young and naive.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to this situation,
I just find it hard to believe anybody anymore at face value. Like I figure, you always say, trace them, watch them. Where's the money?
Yeah. Follow the money.
What's the money? Follow the money. I go, what's the motivation here?
Yeah. Well, my thing when I see these, I just don't make a judgment right away. I'm like, let me see how this plays out. I don't automatically feel a certain way about it.
And I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm just giving you, when I read the story and I saw the story yesterday, that was my initial reaction.
You go in with skepticism.
But taking the job taking the job doesn't mean we're allowed to rape you and do whatever we want.
No.
Hold on.
I'm saying
when any legal criminal.
No, allegedly.
Charges.
But these other claims, part of the claim is that we weren't even paid minimum wage. Right. Well, then why'd you? I know if I have somebody come over to do a job and they go, well, here's how much it is. I don't go, well, too bad. This is what I'm paying you. And they go, okay.
I guess I work here now.
They take their tools or their vacuum and they go,
Well,
they go somewhere else.
The court of public opinion ultimately doesn't really matter because you're innocent until proven guilty anyway. So,
Yeah.
And also, he's 85.
Yeah.
I could take him.
Again, my point is more is like, does anybody find it harder? I guess maybe that's why people are on these videos that you see, it's a real video and they go fake.
Yeah.
Or we've said before, somebody can be standing in front of a fire, their eyebrows being singed by the heat and the flame, and they go fake.
No, you're right. You're totally right.
It's harder and harder to believe anything.
Yeah.
And then you see some of this AI stuff and you're like, damn.
Well, we had a few years there where just the accusation was instant guilt.
Oh, right.
Instantly canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm not taking up for Smokey. I don't care about Smokey Robinson at all. He's got some good songs. But I mean, it's not like I'm some kind of Smokey Robinson stan.
You have that smoke dog tattoo.
I'm just asking if the world has had the same effect on anybody else, or is it just me?
I mean, obviously, like you said, it's not just you. If you could see something with your own eyes and be like, fake. So it's all of us.
Everybody's very cynical.
Yeah. Well, that's what's going on, Woody.
All right. Thank you very much, Gina Grad.
You got it.
We're going to take a break. We got some more Woody Show coming up next. Hang on.
The Woody Show. Be back in a bit.
All right. It's the Woody Show.